721 on WTIC. So Alden Davis is here. And it's a little thing we do called Star Power. Alden is a professional. You're all over the country doing these things. And every Saturday morning, when we have time to do it, you're here.
We're here.
Doing stuff that you would pay literally zillions of dollars for. We don't provide a lunch, although we do provide donuts. So not quite the same.
There you go. Well,
Pretty
it's
good.
such a pleasure to be here with everyone this morning. And if you haven't seen the moon, it is beautiful
Go
out
see it.
there
Yes,
today.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, welcome once again to our Saturday morning coaching session on how to thrive in uncertain times by unleashing your star power. Star power is our 5-point system designed to get you into action. And our current focus has been on the basics of how a business works. Today's handout, found at myvaluetree.com, is a map detailing the 7 C's of business that must be navigated to succeed. The C's we sail are care, customers, closing, contract, craft, collections, and character. Now, Ray, treachery lies ahead as we enter the sea of collections. Yeah, the entire journey is for naught if this sea cannot be navigated.
Well, that's true.
You have passion for what you do, you found a customer, you closed the sale, you got an agreement, you delivered the product, and now it's time to get paid, to collect the money.
That's important.
Well, that's right. Welcome to reality. If you can't do this work, the journey ends. Only the hardiest of sailors are worthy to continue. There are so many hazards in this sea, it is one of the most complex to master. This sea can be so complex that there are people who make their living off less prepared sailors by doing their collections for them. So what can sink me in this sea? Let me count the way.
1,
The product was sold to an unqualified buyer, a person with bad credit.
2,
The paperwork was inaccurate, incomplete, resulting in delays in billing, or worse, the invoice going to the wrong address.
number 3,
Disputes in the work caused payments to be withheld.
and 4,
Poor record keeping causes lost invoices.
number 5.
Low self-esteem or fear of conflict makes it hard for me to ask for my money.
And now 6.
Unscrupulous people.
And finally, number 7.
Customers with cash problems too embarrassed to call. And this is just the starter list. Collections is about money, and that is an uncomfortable subject for some people. Aw. If you can't handle collections, you might as well pack it in.
Well, yeah. Why are you in business? Hello. God.
Your inability to collect your due threatens the very life of your business. A common metric is days outstanding receivable. So, is it 30 days, 60, 90, 120? How about those of you that are holding an IOU from California? How are you going to pay your bills if you can't collect the cash? Are you planning on floating a loan to your customers to cover their poor business practices? Some places and some cities bundle up their accounts receivable and sell them to a collection agency for 25 cents on the dollar. How pathetic is that? You discount your work 75% because you can't make the collection. It is a must to master this sea if you are to stay afloat in business. This sea gets personal very fast because when you can't collect, you're letting people steal from you right to your face. They are using you. So once again, let's check in with Chris Didden and his emerging company called Two Fly Wine and see how he navigates the sea of collections. As you may recall, Chris started an import business based on his passion for Southern Australian wines 2 years ago, and we've been following him as a case study. So Chris has 2 parts to his business, a distributor and an importer. So as a distributor in the state of Connecticut, collections go relatively well because the state mandates 30 days payable. Connecticut people tend to be good and to work with you and let you know if they get into trouble, and you can work out appropriate terms. As an importer, though, he works with businesses out of state, and this has proved to be more problematic. Now, Chris, if you've met him, he's a straight-up guy. His philosophy is we share our wine, we don't sell it. And that translates into a business relationship where respecting you as a person is a prerequisite to having you as a customer. His word is his bond. But as Chris said, when it comes to collections, you see the true underbelly of business. Chris is rediscovering the ugly truth that there are people without honor or ethics. One guy, Ray, literally walked away from his warehouse and left Chris holding the bag for roughly the equivalent of a Maserati. Great. Now Chris is another $22,000 further in the hole, having to go to court. This happened with a contract and all the appropriate background checks. Now he's forced to get personal guarantees from customers, diminishing the philosophy he lives by. But without this, he's putting his business in jeopardy. As a wholesaler, he experiences about 5% bad debt. But as an importer, he must have at least 40% cash reserved to cover bad debt. Well, now he could be growing quickly as an importer, but his growth is governed now by how much risk he can absorb. So it is in this sea of collections that you really see who people are, and it's causing Chris to become hard-nosed, calloused, and a non-believer in people. Yeah, I know. But in the end, hardened we must become if we are to be worthy sailors of the journey and make it into the sea of character, which we're going to do next week. This is the end of week 3 in the new year, and I'm asking you to do 2 things. Increase your chances of success by writing down your desired outcomes for 2011. Get those outcomes written down, and go to myvaluetree.com and print off your New Year affirmations. These are 6 statements to focus your thoughts each day of the year. Hey, sail free, stay strong. I'm Coach Davis.
All right.